can only think they belong to you, and I have no idea why I have them.
Oh,
So
yeah, it's the Pine Hill Haints. This is. I think I brought it over to show you.
So here you go.
I think we were gonna. Oh, you know what I thought it was? I think it was when you had your jukebox or whatever, didn't you?
Okay.
And we were gonna. I was gonna. No.
So
maybe we were just gonna have like a vinyl listening party.
The Pine Hill Haints. Explain.
That's like a country flavored. Okay, why did I like this? I think it was like a kind of a crazy, wild, country-ish punk band that I bought. I think this one was off of Razor Cake Records. So Razor Cake is a zine that's kind of like Maximum Rock and Roll, but it's like SoCal based. And they started doing a record label, so I bought this to check it out. And I was like, let's check it out, man. And it's it's not my cup of tea. It's like some sweet new wave band.
Okay.
Not my.
So.
That's another
How
Strange
about
Brew
the
reference.
AFI Girls Not Gray?
That's a good one.
On red.
That's got to be worth a penny or two.
Pink or red vinyl? I don't know.
I think it's red. Yeah, it's
That
Girls
one's
Not
pretty
Gray. I think it came out just before Sing the Sorrow. So it's got Now the World, but the Sing the Sorrow version. Yep. Jerry Finn, Butch Vig, looking good. Handsome gents on the back.
Black Flag's Nervous Breakdown.
Yeah, this is all definitely mine.
Yeah, okay,
Sweet.
great. Well, take
Here
them
you
back.
go. I love it. Take them back. Get them
So
out
I
of my
got
face.
these all for you for
Hell
your
yes.
birthday, so you can.
Thank you.
Alice Cooper.
Yes,
I figured
clones.
that one.
Sweet, dude. Clones from the Flush to Fashion album. What's on the B side? Model Citizen. Also from Flush to Fashion, so it's like a single.
And recorded that.
We started to. I never finished it. That's one we could add to the new wave band hit list.
What new wave band?
What?
Wink. I thought that was cool. This one's awesome.
Oh yeah, you know, actually Carlos got this for me. It's a
Carlos.
It's a
Scurvy?
Japanese edition
Carlos?
of Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. Yeah, Carlos Scurvy.
Did you see the picture he just took? He just took a picture with someone hugely famous.
Well, the one that he works at the whiskey, so the whiskey did like a secret like show for Kiss. That whole entire light rig they stuffed into that room. I don't know how you could fit anybody in there after that.
I don't know.
Thanks, Carlos. This was a delight.
I thought I just saw a picture of Carlos with someone that I was like,
Oh, it might have been somebody famous.
oh,
too.
with someone that Scrub really, really likes. I don't remember.
I don't know. Oh, sweet. Oh, famous monsters of Filmland. These are. I think I spilled coffee on these or something.
Yeah, the whole thing is very coffeeed.
Yeah, I'm a coffee drinker. I'm a sloppy coffee drinker.
Yeah.
So this is like a bootleg. What do we have on here? Where Eagles Dare, Vampire, Eagles Night Out, Skulls. Oh, another one. I think this also was a present. Or I bought it maybe from... No, I bought it from Doctor Strange. Halloween 1 and 2.
Explain the gutters?
Oh, yeah. This was... if I remember correctly, this was... This may be wrong, but I think it is... whose band? Freaking... This might be completely off base, but I think it might be Bill from the Hyena Gallery's band from back in the day.
Didn't that happen?
Yeah, it's Bill Schaefer. Okay, so Bill from there's a gallery in Hollywood that I used to do stuff at, and I think he hates me now. I don't know why.
I don't think he likes it.
I think I got lost in the great Queenie rift of '06 or whatever that was.
Yeah.
Where there was kind of like a fallout, but I know that Spine Stealer still shows there all the time and stuff, and yeah. So, anyways, he gave me this 7-inch.
I think he was at he was at that art show we just were at. He was.
Oh,
just,
was he?
He was just somewhere recently, and
I haven't seen that guy in ages.
Cole
man.
was with me, and I was like,
Hey, what's
I
up?
said some very not nice things.
Electric Frankenstein.
I've never heard a single one of
You
their
haven't?
songs. No.
I love them. You might not like them. They're like a sloppier, drunker AC/DC or something. They're very, very just straight up rock and roll. But they have so many. They are like the most prolific band of all time. And I always wanted to do art for them because it seems like they let anybody do their art. Very cool looking covers.
I don't know if that was. Is that
Floppy
yours
Seconds.
or mine?
This was mine, but I think you need to have it.
Yeah, because I love them.
Yes, you do love them more than I do. And
This says Bobby Steele on it.
Doing a vocal duet and a guitar on Where Eagles Dare.
Oh, I love Horror of Party Beach. That's a great song.
Then that's yours.
I love
you
them.
Keep that.
Good. Great.
That's
the
your
Groovy
storage fee.
Ghoulies.
Oh yeah, you can also have that one too.
I
I'm
don't
not a big
want
Groovy.
that one.
You don't like them?
They're
I'm not a big
alright.
fan. I mean, I like them, but
You know how upset we're gonna be if all these bands decide to tune in?
And then we're like
We're
sort
gonna
of just
lose like
dismissing,
five views
not that good.
per episode. Empty Grave.
Oh
the
yeah,
Dark EP.
That's like they're kind of like this is like the kind of stuff that when I go to Doctor Strange, I'll just pick up because the cover looks cool.
There's nothing good going with these. Then explain that one.
Oh, Helmet.
Helmet, the band.
Yeah,
Helmet?
like Milquetoast Helmet.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like an early 7-inch of theirs.
Oh, okay.
This one is Born Annoying.
Yep.
And Primitive.
Okay.
It's got a cool looking cover of some weird Japanese stuff.
Buzzsaw.
Buzzsaw, another one. This is the kind of crap that I'll just go into Doctor Strange and I'll pick up anything that has like a cool looking cover. Especially on 7 inches because they're like cheap and I'm like, nah, I'll give it a shot. And it invariably just sounds like generic hardcore and that I'm like kind of like, whoop, back into the pile of obscure.
Right. Oh, I put this one at the end.
That's one for last.
Because this is number 4 of the 300.
That's definitely not.
I got number 4 of 300 of these. Whether or not that's true, we'll see.
I think it was because I think that was when I took stock after we did about 200 of the ones with the original cover, which had this painting that I did of like a pumpkin-headed guy.
Right.
But then it just got too expensive to print. I want to actually do like a mass printing of those.
I don't have that cover.
Yeah, I don't either.
I've got this, but I don't have that.
I know.
cover.
I think
Tony has one.
Oh, of course, that man. He's
Tony.
our like archivist.
Yeah,
but this is the inside that's in the other one too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, same. I mean, this image. I guess I could scan that because I have no idea. It would look kind of cool if I scanned it and it's all.
This was the one I caught. I painted that down the side of an arm of the jacket.
Oh, that's right.
I tore off one arm. It was so asymmetrical of me.
Very like.
All right, well.
Class of Nukem High jacket.
I'm not gonna lie, that was not as exciting as I thought it was.
Oh, super exciting.
Not for me.
No,
not for all
you're
those
expecting
people
to see
out
some
there.
gems.
That's 26. That's 26 people trying to just. Go, they're going 15 seconds at a time through it. This album. Oh,
Shitty
that
Beatles.
one.
Shitty Beatles.
Yeah.
Shitty Beatles.
Got that at.
All right, you want to hear my top 10 list? Not top 10 list. Here's my favorite vinyl releases that came out this year. And then when I pulled them out of my shelf, I accidentally grabbed another one that just so happens to be a band that I've been listening to a lot lately. So it actually works out. But my favorite record this year that came out is Bad Witch by 9 Inch Nails. Which I know that you're not the biggest fan of them, but this is the coolest record. Okay, so what happened was, like, this is cool. Okay, so they did Hesitation Marks 2016-ish, I think. And it was like sort of a return to everything. But then, so they did that. They kind of went back to doing soundtracks. And then they came out, they were like going to come out with the 3 EPs, they decided, right? Instead of an album, they're going to do 3 EPs. And it was a cool way of doing it because I like the format. It's like a big, LP. But this, okay, so this is the first one that came out. This is, what was on? It was called Not the Actual Events, but it had, okay, Branches, Bones, Dear World, She's Gone Away, which was in the season 3 of Twin Peaks. And it's awesome. So
how old is that?
This is just maybe a year, 2017. I'm guessing. Twin Peaks season 3 just came out. You didn't see that?
They redid Twin Peaks.
Oh my gosh, it is amazing.
Sorry.
For
With
real?
the same cast?
Yes, it is so good. It's like, but
I
it
didn't
is
even know
totally weird. It was on. It was when I was deployed, and so I was watching it.
I saw one episode.
Yeah, I would have to go. We had like a little bar in deployment when we were in Qatar, and I wasn't away on TDY or something. And the bar had Wi-Fi, and that was like the only place where I could get the Wi-Fi, and I could watch it on my Kindle. I was like every Thursday when it came out, I was like religiously watching it. But it's excellent. You should watch it. It's super dark, but they have bands play almost like musical guests, kind of like Saturday Night Live or something, but in the bar. And at the Roadhouse. It's really cool. Yeah, and then 9 Inch Nails happened to be one of them. It's a great video. It looks really cool. So this was the first of the series, but then the second one, which I liked even more than the first one, was this one. It's called Add Violence, which I love. So one of the lyrics in the song, I know, isn't that cool? Like, amplify chaos. What is it? Advanced self-awareness. Engage simulation on, add violent. I love the switch. It looks like some just weird like old kind of like machine that you would get in your old shop.
Actually, I was trying to figure out what it was.
I love it. It's super cool, and so it's based on one of the lyrics in the song. Says add a little violence, and it's so I just think that's a great little lyric. But that song's fantastic. That's from Less Than. This was super cool. So then I was like, oh man, it's getting even better. I didn't think they could top this because this was almost like a return to a combination of like older and newer sounding Nine Inch Nails, and then they came out finally with Bad Witch, which is like this grim, dark. It's like almost like a first wave industrial EP. It's all electronic, super distorted. Sounds like it's recorded on a tape recorder most of the time. Real fuzzed out. Cool songwriting, and then he plays saxophone on it that he's never played on anything. He used to play saxophone, and it's cool because it gives it, it's super random, which is interesting because like a lot of the first wave industrial bands, like Robin Gristle, Cozy Fanny Tootie, she played a cornet or whatever.
Like she was the girl. Name up too.
I think she made it up. She would play. She would play a cornet in the band. So there was always like Clock DVA had a saxophone. A lot of the first wave industrial bands used horns, I think, just to break from the sort of punk rock template of guitars and bass and stuff. And I think that's probably why they use a lot of synths too. Anyway, so it has like that sound plus like a real David Bowie sound. He almost sings in David Bowie's inflection. It's cool. I'll play it for you, and you'll hate it as much as you hate all his other stuff. But
sorry if you hear all the water running in the background. We wanted to. We're trying a new thing. We're trying to add atmospheric sounds to go along with the dark and dreary album. Right?
Yeah,
that, and we don't want to close the door.
It's like when we're gonna discuss black metal albums, we're gonna go to the mountains and we'll put on corpse paint and just sit in the snow, and we can have like hatchets and stuff. Okay, next one.
Breathe like that.
Some smoke. This is Ogre's new album, which is awesome, and he crowdfunded it. It's got artwork by, what's his name? Freaking Lenore guy. Why can't I think of his name? Come on now. Where's my brain? I keep wanting to say Chris Germany,
Roman Dirge.
Yeah, Roman Dirge.
Yeah,
but it's
written on the back.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, there we go. So Roman Dirge, but it's very much like, let me try to get the shine away. It looks like, Mark Ryden
I heard the
style.
YouTubers do this.
Ooh, is
whatever
that
they want to show you.
Oh,
they
that
do
gives
that.
you some focus.
I guess.
It's a beautiful album cover. The album is awesome. It's almost like Devo. It's
That's
super
really
electronic.
Nice. I like the color. I like the color palette. On
I do
it's
too.
Cool.
I think it's awesome. It's called Tricks. It's great. It was definitely worth the wait. It took a long time to come out, but he's kind of a perfectionist. You know, because I'm tight with Skinny Puppy's guitar player,
That's
and
true.
so I got the inside track. He's a perfectionist. It took a little longer to come out because he wanted to make sure everything was perfect.
Yeah.
And then my last favorite album of this year, although I'm neglecting to put in some of the other stuff that I really love, which was like Vampire Stepdad and Synthwave and stuff, but they didn't really put out much vinyl output. I did get a Com Truise album on vinyl and Leather Teeth by Carpenter Brute, which is fantastic. But I should have brought those, but I didn't. But finally, one of my other favorite bands is V&V Nation, and then he came out with Noir, which is very beautiful. It's like what you'd expect from V&V Nation, but it's not as like dancey as the early stuff. It's more in like how the more modern albums he's done have become much more morose. Very pretty, beautiful singing on it. And then the other one that I brought accidentally, which I'll just take as like some sort of sign from the heavens that I should review, is Killing Joke, first self-titled album, which I've been like listening to like a lot lately, and I really I'm trying to kind of, I think, for Order of the Fly, I think as far as a kindred spirit band, this is definitely one that I think we are sort of a thematic successor. Like at least they're definitely not like one that I would have thought of as a conscious influence, but the more I listen to them, the more I'm like, yeah, it's definitely the Order of the Fly template of like rock with industrial elements added in. They're sort of like riding the wave between industrial rock and punk, theatric lead singer.
And that's an old...
This one came out in 80, I think,
Okay.
originally.
So,
This pressing came out in 2007.
there's something funny about them. The only thing I really know ever about them was the song 80s.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they had the song 80s, which...
has the riff that basically got ripped off by Nirvana for Come As You Are.
And then, when Killing Joke came back and toured, Dave Grohl went and played drums for him.
He did an album with them.
And he did an album with them?
Mm-hmm.
And talked about how awesome they were. Now, I'd actually like to figure out the Nirvana song Rape Me
Yeah.
is a dead ringer for...
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. There's the
No,
riff.
no.
It doesn't sound
there's
like
a
the Come As You Are.
there's a song by Guar, and my 8-year-old daughter's in there, but it is Vagina Planet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That is the exact, and I have to be careful because my daughter's gonna watch this, and although she just learned what that word was because I had to explain it.
At least you're using the anatomically correct. That's
Yes.
not the actual name of the song.
Yes.
That's the polite version of the way the. Just think of the
It
bad
is
word that
What's
you would.
new, pussycat? Planet.
What you would call a weak gentleman when he refuses to fight you.
Fragile planet.
Yes. Snowflake planet.
So, they're both exceptionally like identical.
Similar?
They're identical, but they came out pretty much in the same year. So I don't know if Guar did it as a joke.
Maybe because they were so.
would.
Yeah, they would parody current events constantly.
But I've tried to figure that out, and I have no idea yet.
Interesting.
On the music thing.
Yep.
And this is something else we really didn't plan.
I like this. I like the impromptu.
Of the history of music, of major bands, like, who are 3 that you just absolutely despise that everyone else
this is good.
loves?
Everybody seems to love Nirvana, top of the list.
Really?
Never could get into that
Just
band.
hate them.
I wouldn't even say I hate them because that sounds like it's too. I think if you hate a band, it's like they just made you mad or in some way. It's just I never liked them. I never understood especially because at our age, we lived through the sort of shift from where everything was like hair metal to all of a sudden everybody was
and that
from
was
Seattle.
that was our high school time.
Yep.
I think that was like my junior and senior year. So it was when music was
It went from
super
like
important to me.
Oh, totally. Yeah, exactly. That's the years that you care about music more than anything
I
else.
actually listened to a ton of hip hop at that point because that was when a lot of.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know you were a hip hop guy.
That was when it was like
it.
I loved Digital Underground. I loved Public Enemy. NWA had come out at that point. I wasn't a big fan of them, but my mom didn't know I had the cassette, so.
It was like some.
So it was cool.
It was like Two Live Crew, where like
Yeah.
you wouldn't, if your parents found out you had it, you'd get in trouble.
Like my Scum Dogs
yeah.
CD.
I had that, but I think it was just too weird for my parents to even notice that it was bad.
I had it in my bathroom, like in
I had
a
a tape.
drawer,
I had a
like
Scum Dogs tape.
praying my mom never opened up that drawer. She'd be like, "What
I
is
do-
this?"
I do know that one time I
moves
was-
the porn out of the way. Oh, dirty, filthy magazine. What is this?
I had a bass amp, and when I started learning to play bass, like around 16, 17, and I hooked up. I would run my like tape deck into it so I could like have this super blasting like stereo. It sounded bad, but it was
Right.
like loud. And I remember listening to Pretty Hate Machine. There's a lyric in the song Only Time where the lyric is like, the devil wants to fuck me in the back of the car. And I remember my mom was vacuuming and I was listening to it, and then like right as that lyric came on, she like turned the vacuum off, and it's just like blasting, and it's like, and the devil wants to fuck me in the back of his car. And my mom just like knocks on my door like, what are you listening to? I got the talking to. I'll tell you what, Marianne Love was not a fan of Nine Inch Nails. She was trying to keep this brain pure and this heart pure, and it didn't work, Mom. Sorry. Bless your soul. You tried. Not for a lack of trying, but
I don't want to get.
I was a
I don't want to
willfully
get you all
rebellious
sentimental.
young
I only
lad.
got to meet your mom that one dinner
Yeah, she was
for the most part, and oh man, she was awesome. I just remember I was like,
I liked how you called her Paula Dean.
I love Paula Dean at that point. This is pre-racist Paula Dean. The 3/4 white part of me shouldn't say this.
But she did kind of look a little bit like
and
her.
she
at
came
that
in,
time.
I was just like, Ralph's mom's Paula Dean.
She was a total foodie. She loved cooking, and she was like, she looked like Paula Dean.
Oh, she
yeah.
was
And
awesome.
when I told her that you called her Paula Dean, she always loved that because she liked Paula Dean too. Before the N-word
We can't like her
reveal,
now.
all right? Okay, we get it. She was guilty of a thought crime, but pre that, when nobody knew about that, she was a beloved figure in culinary television.
So Nirvana.
Yeah, Nirvana. Okay, so back on track. Nirvana, was never a big fan. Another one that I never really liked, that everybody seems to love, Metallica.
Okay,
I give
I'm with you on
Metallica a
it.
try, and I know every once in a while I'm like, yeah, this song's cool. There's snippets of them that I love. There's some of their real early stuff, and then like the guitar solo from, what is the name of that song? There's like a great guitar solo that is off of the Black album. That's like one of my favorite guitar solos of all time, but obviously I don't like it enough to even remember the song. I can remember the melody. Maybe Unforgiven or something like that. What is some? I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Shows how much. But and what would be a third one that everybody seems to enjoy? I don't know. I'm pretty. I would.
Like, how about a huge, like, mega stadium? I mean, it could be the
Stadium-sized
Beatles
bands.
or just something.
Beatles is a good one. I'm not a Beatles fan. Led Zeppelin also. Never got into Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
The Doors. I tried, intellectually to
Here
get
you
into the
are.
Doors. Yeah, all that kind of
See
stuff.
how I just fished you into
You
my
did.
world?
Yeah.
I can't stand the Doors.
Okay.
I can't stand Led Zeppelin. I can't stand the Eagles. I can't stand
There's a couple Eagles songs I love.
Pink Floyd.
I love Pink Floyd though.
I can't listen to any of
everything.
it.
Everything.
Ugh.
Love it.
Gross.
Yeah, that's a definite, like, I absolutely love it. And Roger Waters, I think if he and I ever met, he would hate everything about me because he's so hyper liberal. Or not even, not liberal is a bad word. Hyper communist. He's like way out there. And he's like to the point where he like, you know, constantly is getting in trouble about bashing Israel and stuff. He's like just way too lefty for me. But artistically, I absolutely love everything he's ever done. I love his voice. I've like just poured like over some of their songs. I absolutely love it. Yeah, no, love them.
God.
What are some of the ones you hate? Give me your top 3.
I already did.
That was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones.
You know who I never liked?
I like a couple of Zeppelin songs.
Of anything newer, and when I say newer, I'm going back to 90.
Yeah, anything
Newer than
that
90.
came out after high school is newer to
Sublime?
me. Sublime couldn't get into either.
Not at all. Limp Bizkit's just too easy.
Anything, yeah,
It's
Limp
too easy.
Bizkit, Corn. Everybody seems to like Corn. I
Yeah.
hate. What was that? Sugar.
Oh, okay. I have a story about that.
Oh, System of a Down. Can't get into those guys.
I have a story about them.
Huh.
Okay, so I like mindless self-indulgence a lot. And so when I was working in the restaurant, I used to constantly listen on Pandora. And I always had System of a Down songs, always kept coming up. And I knew all the lyrics. And I was like, how do I know all the lyrics? So I'm at the mindless self-indulgence concert, and Serge Tankian is in the VIP area where we're at. By the way, if you ever go to the Nokia Theater, it's only $15 more for VIP. Pay the $15. You get to sit upstairs. You've got shorter bar lines, shorter bathroom lines. And so Serge Tankian's there, and I had been drinking a lot. And I was walking out, and I was like, hey, that's Serge Tankian. Is that how you say his last name?
I guess, yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to go talk to him. And so my
tell him
friend
what's
Eric
up.
Scher walks up with me, and I walk up, and I was like, you're Serge Tankian, right? He's like, yeah. And he's like, what's your name? Oh, I'm Jason. He's like, what do you do, Jason? I was like, oh, I'm a chef. And he's like, cool. And then I go, I have to say, I don't like your band's music. And then Eric's just like, oh,
Like, time to
okay.
go.
He literally goes, okay, let's go. And I go, no. I said, well, here's the thing. I've never been a fan of
Maybe
your
he
music. Oh, no, I
appreciated
said,
the
I've never
honesty.
been a fan of your music. And I go, but like, your songs would come on to listen to Mindless Self-Indulgence on Pandora, and your songs come on, and I know all the lyrics, and I go, and I realized you guys write really good songs. And
Yes.
he's like, thank you.
They do,
And I was
yeah.
just
I mean,
like,
what the
okay,
heck?
cool. And Eric's like, okay, let's
That's
go.
actually that's kind of a better comment to hear from
Right?
someone that's a songwriter, because you're being honest. You're not like a fan
Sure.
of the tunes, but you realize that the music itself is good.
Well, and we're walking away, and Eric goes, you realize you just told the lead singer of System of a Down that you hate his band. I was like, okay, not yet.
What are you
Okay,
gonna do?
yeah. So that was awesome. Yeah,
You got to knock that guy down a peg, all right? He probably had just nothing but sycophants around him. You needed to hear that
Then
every
I
once in a while.
heard that he like lives in the mountains, and he like comes down and is like a total great person. I was
Yeah, I
like,
heard he's an awesome guy, and he does a lot of charity work and
damn
stuff.
it.
But that's why you like the music or the lyrics.
Okay.
There's a lot of bands that that people absolutely love, and you know, honestly, hip hop. And I sound like the whitest white guy of all time, but just can't get into it. I'll give it a try
See,
every
I'm
so
pretty
often.
good with it.
I like it from the production aspect because it's very similar to electronic music in creation. But other than although I did hear a hip hop song recently that I'm absolutely loved. It's called "Ill Mind Number
Yeah, it's
5" of
Hobson.
Hobson.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a good song.
I love Hobson.
That's good. Okay,
I
like
only know
Hobson.
Hobson because of you.
Oh, really?
Because you sent a video link to that No Words song where
Oh,
he
yeah.
does what all the new hip hop. And so I went to
I didn't know
school.
that was him.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
I went to
Where he's kind of
school,
mocking the.
And some of my students were like, they're like, oh, he's kind of underground. And so that one, Ill Mind 5, and I want to say the other
Ill
one.
Mind
There's
5.
another one
7,
called like
I think is another one people
8
tend to like.
is the one that I liked. 5 and 8, I think, are the two.
7's
that I
like
really
a spiritual kind of one because I guess he's pretty religious. He's straight edge. He doesn't drink.
Yeah.
5 is great because it's one of those ones that's like he targets like 3 different templates of just like burnouts. Like one guy's like a total drunk, like
Yeah.
loser. One's like a like pot smoking loser, and the other one's like chicks that are knocked up by some random dude, and then a gangster kind of a guy. It's a good
I
song.
want to say 8 is.
Uh-oh.
Look.
That thing just turned
Oh.
off. Let me check.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We've lost all video. It just clicked. I just heard it go. If not, we can dub over some of that, some of that sweet pea reel.
I think that might be it. Maybe the battery died.
The stock footage. All right.
Well, that's that.
So the camera stopped. If you're still listening to us, this is
I
our
guess
new
that's the end
this
of
is our new video. We're giving you a preview.
I'll put some. It might be like 30 minutes of. This might be our first podcast because there's no video.
Yeah.
For it. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up. Thank you for paying attention to this.
Yeah,
We'll do another one next Wednesday, and Tom's coming out, so we're gonna talk comics.
Okay.
If that's
Great.
cool. Yeah, another subject you
I'll
can just
carry
start to moderate.
I'll carry the
You
beverages.
can. Yeah, I was gonna say you can mix cocktails, and that's it. Thanks for tuning in. See you in about a week. Say goodbye, Jason.
Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye, Jason.
Hey, all right. It's like George Burns
So
and
dumb.
Gracie. All right. Bye.